Hello everyone! In this video, we will be teaching you some general terms and things to know about carbohydrates.
First off, what is carbohydrate? A carbohydrate is a hydrated carbon, as the name implies. The empirical formula of carbohydrate is CH2O. The hydrogen and oxygen will always be in the same ratio of 2:1. If there are lots of oxygens, the carbon will be more oxidized rather than if there were less oxygens.
There are three types of carbohydrates: monosaccharides, disaccharides, which are both soluble, and polysaccharides, which are insoluble. Let's then talk about what these types of carbohydrates do.
Monosaccharides are substrates for respiration and precursors for several metabolic reactions. They can help lead into the synthesis of fats, nucleic acids, and amino acids. Polysaccharides are used as the storage form of carbohydrates.
Animals use glycogen for storage of carbs in muscle or the liver, whereas plants store starch in their cells. These energy reserves can be broken down into monosaccharides, which are then oxidized in respiration to release energy to the cells. Monosaccharides are the simplest form of carbohydrates. Most common forms of monosaccharides are triose sugars, C3, pentose sugars, C5, and hexose sugars, C6.
The empirical formula of monosaccharides is CH2. All monosaccharides have two or more hydroxyl groups and a carbonyl group.
Carbohydrates have many straight-chain isomers that exist and hold different functional groups.
This is important for HL. Carbohydrates have two types of stereoisomers. D isomer, the OH group is on the right of the reference carbon, usually the C5 carbon. And L isomer, the OH group is on the left of the reference carbon, usually the C5 carbon.
Back to overall content. In aqueous solutions, these sugars undergo an internal reaction, resulting in ring structures. The representation of the ring forms are called Haworth projection formulas. The front edge of the ring is represented by bold lines, and the letter C in the ring is usually omitted.
For disaccharides, they are just two monosaccharides that have been combined through a condensation reaction. If you recall back to chapter 10, a condensation reaction causes a water molecule to form in addition to another molecule.
The OH group in the simple sugar will combine. One of the OH groups will have an anomeric carbon, which is a carbon with two oxygens attached to it. The bond formed between two monosaccharides is called a glycosid link.
All disaccharides are soluble and can be hydrolyzed back into two monosaccharides, which with acid hydrolysis or an enzyme catalyzed reaction. A common example of a disaccharide is sucrose, which is the result of fructose and glucose.
Finally, there are polysaccharides. These are polymers of sugar, repeating the same structure in a chain. They are all held together by glycosid bonds. They are very large, which makes them insoluble. This results in them being a good storage place for carbs with lots of energy.
Cellulose forms in plants, which forms a rigid structure for plant cells. The most common examples of polysaccharides are starch, glucogen, and cellulose.
I hope you found this video helpful as a quick guide to IB carbs. Thank you.